Welcome to another episode of Star Trek Reliant, our Star Trek adventures courtesy of Modifius tabletop RPG. I will be at the helm tonight, and we are going to be doing a very interesting story that I know some people have been wanting for a while. But let us get started. In no particular order, we'll start with Nick.
Yes, I'm alive. That is me.
Playing Dr. Eli O'Connor. Next, we have...
We have Mike disconnect.
Oops.
Yeah, sir, not appearing in this adventure.
Did we forget our usual intro where we go around and introduce ourselves?
Well, yeah, you cut off when you were going to say whoever was next, so none of us knows who was next.
Yeah, you dropped out.
I was waiting for somebody to jump in and pick. I was like, in no particular order. My bad.
Well, the way you did it is you called out the first person, so we just thought you were going to call out everybody.
We're waiting for the next person in line, dude.
We are a riotous mob that has lost all order.
Okay, the heck with it. I'm Geraldine, and I play Kara Junrani. I'm one of the resident troublemakers. Now that Chorog's here, there's two of us.
Speaking of trouble, I am the other resident troublemaker. I'm Pirate Scum Gaming. I play Chorog the Pirate, and I like getting into trouble with Kara.
And I'm Duncan Idaho. I play a few characters, one of which is a resident troublemaker we've had on the show before who might be coming back at some point. But otherwise, I play play Marcus Graves, the ship's captain.
And I am the grumpy old Nord. I play Chaplain Victor Waitley, the ship's counselor, and also chaplain of the whole chaplain services aboard the ship. I couldn't remember how we used to phrase that back when it actually used to be relevant.
I was about to say, let's face it, this is Star Trek, so it's mostly just Waitley standing in an empty chapel going, yep, easy job.
I also play Grimnir Tiberius, the interesting bartender down in Club 42. And I also play the most recent addition to the security team, Chaplain Mary Shepard. And tonight, we will be...
Wait a minute, Chaplain Mary Shepard?
Wait, what?
She's got the collar now?
Did I say chaplain? Ensign Mary Shepard. Oops.
He's taken an apprentice. The Dark Ones always do.
Well, I guess if we ever do have Waitley leave the ship, somebody's got to take over the chapel. Why not Mary? She'll just replace the altar with a bunch of kegs.
See, Baz goes away and everything just falls apart.
Pretty much.
I don't think it's falling apart so much as we're building something new and unfortunate.
And he has to live with it.
Oh, I'm going to have to do so much editing.
Oh, this is all
This is gold. Keep it in.
Just leave it in, dude. Leave it in. This is too much good.
This is what people come here for, I think.
Reliant uncensored.
We are also being joined, or you go ahead, Duncan.
No, you go ahead now.
Damn it. We are also being...
Oh, go ahead. I'm kidding.
This is Reliant Untucked.
We are also being joined tonight by our old friend Theron, who will be playing a... well, I'll let you introduce your character, Theron.
I will be playing a Kelpian lieutenant commander who is to be the new operations manager on the USS Reliant. Named, Theron.
Okay, question. When did Duncan get a promotion? Because otherwise the lieutenant commander is all of a sudden going to be in charge.
Yeah. Maximum rank is either going to be ensign or lieutenant at this point. I have not been promoted, and we should probably change that at some point soon.
We should. That's a good idea.
Because I'm not dependent on Hippie anymore. I can just call myself promoted now.
Well, technically,
promotions for everyone.
I was about to say, technically, you're limited to Nord, who now has the power to promote you.
I mean, Trog's all kinds of rank pips he can sell you.
I'm sure so does Checkers.
Checkers has rank pips from everything you could possibly imagine.
Want to buy some from the Terran Empire, please?
Oh, gods.
All right, here you go. They go on your shoulders. Keep that in mind, kid.
Do you have a rank pit for junior assistant toilet scrubber?
No, but I have a patch for that.
Okay, just checking.
All right.
Metal turning the last burning man.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. That just threw me for a loop there. Tonight's episode. The game hasn't even started. You've already broken the DM. Congratulations. All right. The camera zooms in on the bridge of the Reliant. They've been making their way through their current... what was it called? It was an expeditious survey or something like that?
The Alliance Expedition and... sorry, damn it!
The Alliance Exploration Initiative.
That thing.
Based out of Starbase Magellan, which is currently occupied by a bunch of cute rat people.
Well, as you were making your way through, we'll say Captain Graves or Lieutenant Commander Graves, everybody just calls him Captain for brevity, is in his ready room. He's reading it's the beginning of Alpha Shift. Everybody's settling in, and on Graves' little teleprompter. That thing. What is that thing called?
A computer?
The console. Yeah.
That would be a pad.
He gets a priority 1 message directed directly toward him.
Grave sighs and does the Picard maneuver, just straightens his uniform, and accepts the communication.
It goes through various security codes and protocols, which kind of quirks an eyebrow on you because some of it is stuff you haven't seen before. And an old familiar face pops up on screen. Admiral Ross.
Actually, here's a question. So it's Admiral Ross from DS9, correct?
No. You're Ross.
No, we're
Captain
doomed.
Ross.
Well, I was about to say, when did Ross become Admiral?
Oh, is he still captain?
Oh, no. He's still captain. No. Let's totally go with this. We have the freedom to do it. He's been promoted to Admiral.
God help
That
us all.
works. I thought he was an admiral, but I couldn't remember.
He was a captain. He's just a very kind of pushy captain.
Okay, how about
And
Commodore?
now
Commodore
somebody
sounds
put him in
cooler.
charge of Starfleet security. We're doomed.
Well, and
That's happening.
if I remember correctly, Ross was also Starfleet intelligence, wasn't he?
He was Starfleet security, but I'm just for all intents and purposes, we can make him intel as well.
Okay.
There was stuff I did not get to in the My Foundry series that would play into this, so go for
That
it.
might be what I was thinking of, because I distinctly remember him being an intelligence officer. I just couldn't remember if it was in the Foundry or if it had already been established in Reliant before.
I was working towards that route in the Foundry, so
Okay.
I wasn't explicit, but I mean we may have talked about this, so
Possibly. I could be getting my wires crossed again. But anyway,
yes.
so we will simply say for the moment that he is a rear admiral, freshly promoted, or freshly-ish promoted. Recently, but not too recently. But he's still in security gold.
I still think we should go with Commodore. Commodore sounds cooler.
Oh, Commodore Ross.
I mean, technically, that is equivalent to a rear admiral.
Yes, Commodore Ross.
That works. So we'll call him Commodore Ross. There we go. I like it.
Welcome to welcome to story building in real time, folks.
Exactly.
Do you need any info on his backstory, real quick?
Not really.
Okay.
Unless you decide to bring it up, it shouldn't be necessary. This is just weighing in on the the implicit knowledge of who it is and the backstory for Graves.
Everybody always wonders why Baz is so quiet during these sessions. It's because he's using his psionic powers to keep us all in line.
You know, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised. All right,
We're free.
So he pops up on screen, and he just kind of gives you a curt nod and says, Lieutenant Commander Graves, your presence has been requested. And he says it in that it wasn't his idea to message you this way kind of demeanor.
So the Admiralty is up to something.
So how does Graves respond to your presence has been requested?
Oh, did that not come through?
Oh, maybe not.
Okay. Graves says, so, requested for something. I take it this is coming from the Admiralty, correct?
He nods. He says, you are being requested to redirect to Starbase Magellan, where you will rendezvous with the USS Providence and Captain Carter.
All right. Are we picking something up? Are we going to explore something?
You will be told the rest when the time comes. And again, he's got that look of, I hate reading from a script.
Graves nods, smirking slightly, and it's like, yeah, well, I guess, yeah, we can swing on by there. Although, it's kind of unusual to see you playing just the little messenger boy there.
He kind of has that look like he's chewing on something he wants to say, but it's not coming out. And he just nods and says, he gives time and coordinates, stardate, be there at that time, Ross out, and the communication ends, terminates.
Graves leans back in his chair, putting his fingers together, and mulls a few things over. Eventually, he stands up, does another Picard maneuver, tucks the shirt, and heads out to the bridge.
All right.
Where
on the bridge, you have, I would imagine
Kara.
being Alpha Shift, it would be Kara.
Kara's basically leaning on her elbow on the, console, playing tic-tac-toe against the computer and losing.
Eli's in the first officer chair.
Graves says, all right, we got a rendezvous to get to. USS Providence, your Starbase Magellan. Coordinates have been provided by Admiral Ross?
Commodore.
Commodore Ross.
The hell? Somebody made the old man a Commodore?
Yeah, last week.
And we're only finding about it now. Yeah, I second that.
Well, I mean, he's on Earth. I didn't think he would, actually be giving me orders.
I mean, do we really want to take orders from the guy who opened fire in the middle of a crowded concert with a weapon he wasn't supposed to have on planet?
Well, at least keeping him behind the desk means he's likely not to do that in, direct fashion. But fortunately, this isn't coming from Ross himself. It's coming from the Admiralty as a whole. So we best be getting underway, or else they might send Ross out to check on us.
Kara sighs. She's definitely more confident than the last time she dealt with Ross, but she still doesn't want to deal with him again. She punches in the coordinates.
So, down in sickbay, Ged has been working on some stuff. And the cruise is going pretty smoothly, nothing unusual. It's a pretty well patrolled route in this sector. Dr. O'Connor gets a message from Ged down in sickbay.
Eli takes out his pad and let's give this a message read.
Well, it's not a message so much as he's getting hailed on his comm badge. Sorry.
Okay, never mind. He taps his comm badge. O'Connor.
Hey, this is Ged. We've got a little bit of a situation down here. Could you swing by when you get the chance? Could use a blackboard to bounce some ideas off of.
Very well. We're just about to get underway somewhere else, so I'll be there shortly.
Kara looks back over her shoulder, having heard this since it came through the comm badge. She looks at Eli and says, Ged doesn't talk like that. You're about to have some work dumped on you, and he's about to leave.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, good luck with that. She turns back to her own work.
This is why I have more medical crew. It's alright. There's a physician's assistant I could dump it on, I bet. He stands up. If it's not too important, that is.
Well, he did make it sound like, if you have the time.
Well, yeah, I have the time. I'm not being asked to stay here. Save me.
Graves says, well, we're just, heading over to Starbase Magellan, so I don't think there's really much that we need attending to up here. So if you want to scoot on by to sickbay, feel free.
Yep, Eli's already walking.
Graves waves.
Eli waves back.
All right. So Eli goes down to sickbay. When he gets there, immediately upon entering sickbay, he's hearing different medical alarms going off. There's somebody in the back with a not a fire device. God damn it, extinguisher. There we go. That's the word I was looking for, with a fire extinguisher. And it basically looks like everything has gone to hell in a handbasket.
How is this having ideas popped off of me?
And Eli, I think at this point, is walking in with a pizza, if the meme is correct.
Yeah, I had to stop and get breakfast on the way. It's a breakfast pizza.
So as you stop and you see this, you have that initial reaction. You see Ged. Well, first you see what looks like kind of like an armadillo, kind of like similar structure, but it's a bit larger, and it's like bluish with purple on the fringe of the hide. And it stops. It looks at you. Ged comes around the corner, and he's got like this big, like almost like think like a dog catcher net kind of thing. And he gets all excited. The thing stops, looks at you, and I need you to give me a roll.
No, I actually have to open up my sheet. Damn.
Give me this would be insight and command.
Oh no, insight, my dump stat. Hold on a second. Where is my Eli sheet? There it is. Insight and command, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 2. Wait, why the fuck did I count that like a clock? Okay, 14, there we go.
Yep. No complications, no nothing, just regular roll. 2 successes. All right. So this thing looks at you, and you start to get weird, like, vibrations, like how would you describe it? Like when you start drinking and you first start to feel the buzz, kind of like that. And you're like, whoa, what the? And then it sees Ged, and Ged is about to pounce, and it immediately goes scurrying and goes and hides under a bed bay. And Ged stops. He looks at you as you're kind of like, whoa, what was that? And he says, why didn't you grab it? Come here, get on it.
I've got hands full of pizza. You said we were popping ideas together.
Ged shakes his head and says, you're useless since you got the bridge. And speaking of which, we cut back up to the bridge. And Captain Graves' communicator goes off, his little pad that he's got on the arm of his chair. And it's basically just a operations message saying that the new operations officer has been cleared and is heading to the bridge at this moment.
Graves nods. Yeah, very good.
And at that moment, turbo lift door opens and in walks Theron, whose current orders he's just recently been assigned to the Reliant, and he is taking over as second unit operations manager on the bridge. And it is his turn, his first turn, so to speak.
And Captain Graves, I presume.
Well, sharing the rank, Pips would suggest so.
I am the new second operations officer, Lieutenant Theron.
Greetings. Well,
is there anything that currently needs assistance with here on the ship?
Well, we are just currently cruising at Warp 7 towards Starbase Magellan, so I believe we are all set, although if you want to run some accessory diagnostic tests, that would not go amiss.
Yeah, probably should do that. It's been making a real funny noise when I back it out of space dock.
Do so immediately.
Graves nods.
Kara just kind of stares at the guy who gave no response to her joke, and deflatedly goes back to work.
So Theron slips into the operations station. Standard, run-of-the-mill, everything exactly that he's used to dealing with since he's been out of Starfleet Academy. And he kind of gets the vibe that this crew, this ship, may run a little differently than ships he's been on before.
Definitely. Interesting.
All right, so we cut back down to Dr. O'Connor in sickbay.
Oh, I was
going
to add one thing for what's going on at the bridge.
Go ahead.
Over by the tactical station, he notices a small basket with a blue blanket inside it, and what appears to be a small, fuzzy blue invertebrate of some kind, just sleeping on the bridge.
Fuzzy blue invertebrate.
With 8 limbs. And a round head.
Okay.
It's a skipper.
Either that or it's two of the trio in a blue blanket looking weird.
So yeah, it's just there's a thing on the bridge.
I was not sure we were allowed pets on the bridge.
Graves looks back. Oh, that's just Skipper. More of a mascot.
Skipper?
Skipper rouses. Looks to Theron.
Hello there. What
Skipper.
exactly am I looking at?
Skipper looks up. Climbs out of the basket. Dusts herself off. Stretches. And begins a ceremonial tardigrade dance of greeting. He said,
I am tardigrade. Tardigrade I am. Hello, you. I I make friends with you too. We be friends. Now give me spores.
I guess to complicate the problem, should I just call the trio to entertain Skipper for a bit and help the new guy, I guess, feel a little more at ease, sir?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Kara sends off a message, and a few moments later, as Theron is still running through the diagnostics, in pops a trio of 3-foot tall, rat-like small humanoids. Without a word, they walk over, lift up the basket with Skipper in it, who goes, "Wee!" And they just carry it off to the turbo lift and leave.
On her way out, Skipper just cries out.
Yay! USS Basket! Onward!
As the doors close.
I raise a brow, saying, fascinating, as I continue on with the diagnostic.
Yeah, that's the trio, Jess, Aro, and Neen. They're, well, they're not technically Starfleet, but they're sort of engineering and science consultants on the ship. Also psionic consultants. Just a reminder that just because it's small and fuzzy doesn't mean it isn't part of the crew.
I think Theron is speechless.
Starfleet Academy don't prepare you for this.
Ensign Shepard over at her security station just kind of leans over to Theron, says, "I've been told it's best to think like half the time you're in what they used to call a Saturday morning cartoon." I wouldn't know, though. And she goes back to her station.
Speaking of things Starfleet Academy didn't prepare you for, turbo doors open and out walks Chorog.
Graves waves. Hey, hey Chorog.
Morning,
buddy?
Captain.
Did you figure out what was going on with those torpedoes?
Yeah, I found him. His guidance system was all gunked up. I managed to clean it out.
It wasn't with sandwiches, was it?
No, but I did find a couple of boxes of cigars in there. Looks like Checkers has been at work. Either that or he's using their torpedo tubes as humidors again.
All right. The tardigrade, the baby tardigrades took an impromptu field trip the other day, so yeah, just checking to make sure they didn't get into any weaponry.
Hey, speaking of checkers and torpedoes, did you guys manage to get a hold of any of those dark matter pellets?
Starfleet's been a little slow in allowing requisitions of those.
I can check with my guys and see what they can come up with.
Yeah, Starfleet is. Yeah, they're a little uneasy about using that in offensive weaponry. So if you can find some, that would give us a little bit of a boost out here.
Yeah, I'll put the word out. I got guys that know guys that owe me favors.
Plus, purple is just so cool.
Think we should outfit Polaron?
Yeah, Chorog can just feel the disconcertment of Theron just eyeballing him behind his back. Sorry, who's the new Kelpian?
I would be Theron, second operations officer. Your new recruit, as it were.
Well, I'm Chorog. I'm one of the assistant engineers. I also work operations, special missions, requisitions, general mayhem, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, be nice to the new guy, Chorog. I don't think he's grown a sense of humor yet.
It means I can't pop out of random Jeffrey tube things and scare the life out of them.
Well, I wasn't saying you couldn't. I was just saying maybe give him a couple of days of grace.
I can do that.
He could try. However, I would not be at fault of what could happen afterwards.
Oh, I like a challenge. But anyway, I'm not going to scare you. You're part of the crew. Anyway, Captain, here's those engineering reports you wanted, as well as the final report on the torpedo system. I did upgrade a couple of the guidance sensors.
Yeah. Good. All right. Anything else we should discuss? I know you're going to be looking into this armor and small arm sets at some point.
Yeah, I was looking at upgrading those small arms that we have on board. I know they're just standard phases, but I think I can upgrade them a little bit and maybe give us an edge. And I also get some new stuff for the armory.
All right.
I'll take an upgrade, but you can have my Ibby phaser pistol when you pry it from my cold, dead hands.
And so,
Well, I like a challenge, but no, I'm not going to touch your weapons.
Or mumbled something about I already touched my damn shuttle.
It was a glorious shuttle.
I got it clean, didn't I? There's only the one dent I can't get out.
They just replicate that new panel.
Car size, yeah, but it won't be the same. It's the ship of Theseus problem.
Graves just sort of blinks at that and just says, well, yeah, if anyone needs to requisition anything, just let me know. We've been running a little bit light with the equipment we've been pulling in from Starfleet with, just the hoops we're having to jump through on some of the more sensitive equipment. So yeah, if we need to get anything, just let me know. We got a fairly large abundance of energy credits we can spend.
all right. So, unless we are wrapped up on the bridge.
I think we are.
Okay.
I'm just waiting on you.
All right. So we cut back down to sickbay, and Ged and Dr. O'Connor and a few other medical staff all either have some sort of net or humane trap, or we'll say one nurse has a burlap sack. And you're all coordinating to try to corner this thing, which you still haven't gotten from Ged exactly what this thing is, other than apparently it has a psionic, seductive kind of thing that it uses to lure people into defenselessness.
Okay, Ged, I have an idea.
All right, I'm listening.
We're approaching this from the wrong way. You need a net gun. These, they actually shoot nets. And also, why haven't we called security? This feels like a security sort of problem.
Hey, if we don't have to call in another department, all the better.
It defeats the point of having other departments, but okay.
Shush! You don't get it yet. He grumbles something under his breath. What's that?
How illegal is this thing, Ged?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to, okay? I thought we'd been over that.
Do checkers get this? That's my next question. Yes, I do want to know this.
Hey, Mr. First Officer, I don't remember asking you this many questions. Let's just... See, and now it's getting away. And you notice that as you and Ged were talking and slightly distracted, that it had managed to slip out from behind the bed bay that it was hiding behind, and has slipped into a ventilation duct.
It's the bees' problem now.
Ged's like, no, we're not letting him deal with this. We can get it. Quick, enter the next junction. That, I think, is where that goes.
I'm calling security.
Okay. So you get on the horn to security. About that time, we cut back to the bridge. It wasn't too long of a It wasn't too long of a journey to get back to Starbase Magellan. And you pull up, and standard, approaching this space measures are taken, and you are now on the lookout for the coordinates that you were given to rendezvous with the Providence. Folks, Captain Graves.
The ship. Well, the ship arrives at the designated meeting coordinates, and Graves just sort of waits for a little bit just to see if there's any reaction, any communications, any hails. When none is forthcoming, he says...
He does know he's a bit early.
He says, all right, let's give the Providence a hail. Open channel.
Of course we're early. Car is flying.
All right. Operations opens a channel targeting the USS Providence. Few seconds go by, longer than it is standard to hail a Federation ship that's supposed to be, in system. But finally, you get a response. There's a fairly attractive XB operations officer on the other end, and she says, USS Providence.
USS Reliant here. We have arrived for a rendezvous and are waiting for any information about what we're supposed to be doing.
She gets a confused look on her face. She looks down at a pad. One second. And channel pauses. And a few minutes later, channel reopens and you see Captain Carter on screen, and he says, Captain Graves, it's a pleasure. What do I owe you for? And how did you know we were here?
The Admiralty told us to come meet the USS Providence at this location.
He gets a very confused look on his face and says, when did you get this? And he's going through his little console on his desk or on his chair.
Earlier today.
He's still looking very confused. I have no communication whatsoever about rendezvousing with you.
All right, well...
This sounds like more of the old man's hijinks.
Well, or he's just not...
You were about to say he's going senile, weren't you? She says with a smile.
Well, he's always had a little trouble with working new technology. We were at a hotel once. He thought it was a replicator. It turns out it was the EPS power grid, and the entire block got burnt out. So,
holy shit! I gotta remember this. It's blackmail material.
Graves smiles, then just looks to Captain Carter. All right, Carter. I'm fairly confident that the message that we received was legit. It came through official channels. We had proper security. I'm not necessarily going to trust that 100%, but do you have any insight into what we might be called out here for?
Yeah, that's why I'm a little confused here, because there is something. Tell you what, where do you want to meet up? Your ship or mine?
My ship's got a pretty good conference room. Got new chairs.
He chuckles. He says, all right, I'll be over there. Give me about 15 minutes.
All right, sounds good.
Carter out.
I still think we should have gone with the stripe.
Stripes, cool. There's time and place for stripes. Here's conference room, not so much. The theater, we can put the stripes in.
All right, so what are you doing for the next 15-ish minutes?
Graves just checks his ready room and just goes through security reports for the local system, anything coming in from Starfleet, besides the orders they just received, anything that would basically cue him into a potential mismatch between what he's expected to do from the Admiralty and what they've just ordered him to do.
All right.
Meanwhile, Carr's flying the ship and using another camera and another bit of the console to make faces at the trio, who make faces back.
All right, Graves, give me a reason and we'll say security. Give me a reason and security check.
All right, let's see how this works. Ooh. Also, he's got a. Well, I actually wouldn't do anything. He's got a focus in information gathering.
Okay, that would apply.
Woohoo!
2 successes.
2 successes.
All right. So as he's thinking this, he thinks to go back and look back at the logs for the communication he had with Ross, and he notices that it's there. It shows that it's there, but when he goes to look at like on a Windows computer, you'd right click properties or more info. He goes to actually look at the logs of the logs. It's completely empty, and when he goes back to replay it, it's nothing but static.
Ladies and gentlemen,
If you're
I would
talking,
say
you're
that the
muted.
captain is speechless, but he's muted.
God damn it! Damn it! I had a good response for that.
I was wondering.
Yeah. I just forgot I hit the button. Okay. Graves.
Lamau.
Graves sighs and says, "Well, either we're being played, or Starfleet security is up to, or Starfleet intelligence is up to some shenanigans. I'll just have to see, as usual." He unzips the top part, like his collar, a little bit, just making his little uniform setup a little bit more casual, and trudges over to the conference room.
Okay. So he goes into the conference room. A couple minutes later, he knows that Carter's coming over. Over at the helm, actually, no. Over at operations, Theron gets a communication. It is someone from ship security requesting basically an all call for all of security on the ship that is currently available to report to the what deck is sickbay on? I know we have a
Whatever deck you want it to be.
no. We have
we got
a thing.
We got it. Let me check it.
I can't remember where it is in the drive.
Deck 7.
Sick bay is over on deck 7.
Okay, so all of security that is currently available needs to report to deck 6.
Jarl immediately gets up from his station on the bridge and heads to the turbolift to head to deck 7 to sickbay, since he does work with security from time to time.
Good hunting.
Thanks, I'll need it.
Of course, Ensign Shepard on the bridge, she looks to the captain. Oh, yeah.
Get it?
Captain's... Okay, yeah. I forgot. Wait a minute. Never mind. All right, so Ensign Shepard leaves. We cut to deck 6. Ged and basically all of medical, including Dr. O'Connor, have chased the thing through the Jeffries tubes and have it cornered, or at least they think they have it cornered, on deck 6. Ged looks...
I called security, what?
Yeah. Like I said, you called security. So now security is reporting.
Alright, I was gonna be in my office for that. Okay, yeah.
I think the idea here is that Eli didn't actually want to get his hands dirty.
I gotcha. Okay, so we'll say Dr. O'Connor orchestrated from the vent, while Ged and everybody else went in because he could pull rank and do that.
It's called delegation.
So they've got this thing where they think they have it cornered, and Ged looks over at Dr. O'Connor. He says, "I still can't believe you called security. They spooked it. What did you expect it to do?"
I don't know what this is, so I'm not sure what you're expecting me to expect it to do.
I told you it's a... Wait, was that it? Where did it go? And I need you to make a insight... What would this be? Give me an insight science roll.
Insight science. So what is this for exactly? Because I want to know if my focuses can any of them could come into.
Basically, you're trying to see something that is or isn't there.
All right, so I'm guessing xenobiology won't help.
You know what? Actually, I would let that apply because you have the knowledge that this thing, whatever it is, has a psionic influence, and so I would say that applies because you're now looking at it knowing that it can do stuff to your perception.
And I am an empath too, so yay. Alright, so you said insight science?
Yep.
13, 4.
Four successes. Holy hell.
I wish to know everything.
Momentum!
All right. So.
You cannot hide from Dr. O'Connor.
Empath is considered psionic.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So when Ged does the whole wait, was that it? You suddenly realize that this entire time you guys have been chasing ghosts and shadows. And that there is no actual, real, verifiable evidence that the thing ever actually left sickbay.
Ged, we're chasing shadows. Literally.
Ged's like, what? No, it's right there! And
no,
as he does that, the rest of the team starts to organize around it.
Ged, I'm not feeling it there. It's not real. It's not there.
Ged leaps forward, jumps at what he thinks it is, and of course, now that Dr. O'Connor has broken it, he now sees that the things that they're thinking they're seeing, there's nothing there. It's not that this thing causes like direct like illusions or hallucinations. I mean, they are hallucinations, but they're not like full-bodied. But it's like little flashes of movement and sudden little sounds. It's like throwing breadcrumbs and cookie crumbs, trying to get people to look in the exact opposite direction of where it is.
It's using like misdirection.
Mm-hmm. So you realize that they have not managed to see through it. And no matter how much you try to talk them into seeing that they're not seeing anything, they're not listening to you.
Eli sighs and goes back out to try to find the thing in sickbay.
All right. And at that point... God damn it. Damn it, Chorog! I'm looking right at the name and I can't remember it. Chorog walks into sickbay.
Chorog pokes his head into security, sickbay, looks around, has his disruptor drawn. Oh, security's here.
Hi, I'm right here. Everyone else is in the vent chasing shadows. He says, rubbing his temples.
Alright, so what is it and what are we looking at? How do we neutralize it?
Some kind of animal Ged brought on. He's not telling me what it is. It's apparently psionic and misdirecting them psionically.
Lovely.
Yep. And they're not listening to me.
Well, is it still here or did it get out?
It's very likely still here, yes. Do we have any Ferengi on board? That might be actually useful.
I don't remember.
Nope.
Well,
I was going to say, I don't remember ever having a Ferengi NPC of any kind.
Well, first we need to seal the med bay, make sure this, whatever it is, doesn't try to get out. Then
Gosh, if only we had some psionic crew members.
Well,
Wait, where's Chaplain Whiteley? He messes with people. He messes with people's minds. Maybe he could track this thing.
I have a better idea. Why call one person when we could call three? Basically, I'm pretty sure Wheatley's in an appointment and I don't want to bother him, so...
Well, Whaley's already bothered.
Anyway,
That's a different story.
Just step inside the med bay. I'm about to initiate quarantine protocols.
Trog steps through the door as the door slides closed behind him.
Yep. Activate Class 1 quarantine protocols. Authorization. Yeah, he gives his authorization, then walks over to his console.
Okay.
And calls the trio.
A few minutes later, there's a knock on the door, and then a squeaky voice from the other side. It's locked. We can't get in.
Just a second. Temporarily disable quarantine protocol authorization. I'm not coming up with authorization codes.
That was great. I like that.
Password is password.
Also, I'm looking through your speakers just a little bit here and there. I think you don't have push to talk on.
I don't, because if I do that, then I'll never remember to actually hit the button.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, after a moment, the trio just kind of stumble in and look around, and Jess, the self-appointed leader, just kind of looks up and says, "We're here. Why?"
We have a psionic animal running around that has the rest of the medbase staff misdirected completely by it.
Okay. What do you want us to do?
If you could help me catch it, I'd be they're very thankful. I would greatly appreciate it.
Arrow nods. Yeah, sure, we do this, Neen rubs the temple. Okay, do you have nets that are in our size, or how are we catching this thing?
All right. And we'll pause that scene there, and we move over to the conference room on deck 1. Graves, I'm assuming, has the conference room locked.
To everyone except Captain Carter.
Okay. So as he's sitting there, he hasn't been sitting there very long. You hear a transporter shimmer, and Carter transports directly into the conference room. He looks around real quick, sees Graves. He says, "Ah, there you are. So, what's your idea?"
Well, I checked the security around the transmission. I'm not picking up anything from the metadata that's left behind, and I can't review the recording itself. My thought could either be that Starfleet intelligence is being somewhat paranoid about sending me out here and not informing you about that information as well, or the information delivery system they have has been compromised and I've been sent a fake message.
Mm-hmm. So after I got off the horn with you, I called up my bosses, and apparently they know about it. They said I'm to assist you with you assisting me.
So you assist me and I assist you. So,
and I also know that the information I think you're here for has not really gone up the food chain much. In fact, I know only 2 people in the command structure that know about it. And one of them happens to be who Admiral Ross reports to. Okay. Fun story about him, but we'll get to that later. So you remember the last time we talked, right?
Vaguely.
Mirror you on that asteroid? Yeah, so we've been keeping an eye on them, and they've been going back and forth. They just showed up again, and not in the ship that they were in before. They are in the ISS Reliant. And they have a cloaking device.
Okay. That's not great.
However, we got reports of you on Starbase Magellan about 36 hours ago.
That's probably not going to make me.
No. You were well accounted for.
So, yeah, where's this current me locally? And
Like I said, 36 hours ago was seen on Starbase Magellan. No reports since. I have been organizing a team to go in and see if we can hunt him down. And that was when you showed up.
Okay, well, we could definitely assist with that. As far as tracking down me, I wonder if Setsa might be able to help with that, but that might be when we confront the other me, but we'll see about that. As far as everything else goes, Reliance at your disposal, if it would help in any way. Bait, or simply another ship to have on hand. We might draw their attention, though, by bringing the Reliant very visibly involved.
Carter nods.
Them off that they've been.
So, what we'll do, what I'm thinking, we've got two options. A, we can have Reliant on standby in a nearby nebula. Or we can try to disguise Reliant and have it dock in Magellan.
Yeah.
I see pros and cons to both ideas. I'll let you choose since it's your ship.
I mean, I wouldn't be adverse to trying out a few additional mods on Reliant to spoof it a little bit. Hiding in the nebula is going to be pretty straightforward, but if there's something we can equip a Reliant with that would help disguise, and I wouldn't be too adverse to that. If we could say keep the parts if they're an upgrade.
Carter chuckles. We'll see what we can do. All right, I have an idea. Yeah. He reaches down on the conference table to one of the consoles. He types in a few coordinates. He says, "All right, get your ship there as soon as possible. You're going to meet a friend of mine. He owes me a favor, and he'll get that taken care of. Should take,
all right,
make it 2 hours."
All right, we can get underway immediately.
Carter nods, stands up, proffers a hand, and says, "I'll see you in 2 hours then."
All right, see you in 2 hours.
They shake hands, he taps his comm badge, and he transports out.
Graves, once he transports out, just kind of does a double fist bump and goes, "Woo, upgrades," and walks out of the conference room.
All right. On the bridge, there's Theron, there's Kara, a couple other unnamed bridge station officers. He notices Dr. O'Connor is still gone. Shepard is still gone.
Graves says, "All right, we've gotten involved in a little bit of a situation here. Thankfully, it's just hunting down me."
Car turns around. Found you. Do I win?
Fortunately, there's the second me. But great news, we gotta go beat him.
I was about to say, it seems like we've been dealing with second me's a lot lately.
Yeah, this one's Terran.
Did anyone bother to check and see if that other checkers was Terran?
Yeah, we checked his we checked the spectral profile, and not Terran.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, mirror universe checks are fairly common, but it seems like Starbase Magellan didn't have the scanning suites in place.
Starbase Magellan is like 22nd century stuff that's held together with baling wire, spit, and engineered gases. Well, I want to say brilliance, but let's just say luck.
Yeah, that's why. So we're going to proceed to a rendezvous coordinate to meet up with one of the friends of Captain Carter, and we're going to do a little bit of work on Reliant so we can zip around and not draw too much suspicion that we're onto them.
So you finagled a way to get us more toys.
Yes.
I love you, Captain.
Yep. Well, let's get underway. Let's see what we can scrounge up from this deal, and let's kick my ass.
Kara bites her tongue.
All right, so the Reliant makes its way over to these unknown coordinates. It approaches a small, calling it a station is giving it too much credit. Think of like the Star Trek equivalent of, that last gas station when the kids are going into the mountains in a horror movie and the crazy old guy comes out and tells them to go back. Yeah,
I was thinking more of the diner from Spaceballs.
Even that's giving it too much credit. This is like the equivalent of a rickety shack that happens to have a gas pump in some old mountain back road. Whatever the Star Trek equivalent of that would be. It's like...
It's an escape pod with extra solar panels and a bed.
So Reliant pulls up to this, and these are the coordinates that he was given. And the ship is immediately hailed by the station. You see a Ferengi. She's a Ferengi woman wearing layers and layers of silks and jewels and just gaudy, like, stage-style jewelry. She has an extremely ornate... what were those little panels that Ferengi wear on the back of their heads called?
Backhead dealies.
Backhead dealies. Okay, I like this.
Ferengi head panels.
Yeah. Okay, so she's got one of those, but it's like extremely detailed and ornate, obviously made of latinum. Just holy, what the hell is this chick's fashion sense? And she comes on the screen and she says, welcome to the third stop to the right. I'm your host. And she kind of blinks, smiling. What do you need?
Oh, got any parts for a Reliant class?
She quirks an eyebrow. Your Latinum's good, right? Yeah. Your Starfleet. Of course your
really
Latinum's good. What exactly are you trying to do? I can work wonders and miracles, but Starfleet tech, that's a little beyond what I'm used to dealing with.
Well, Captain Carter recommended you for making my ship appear like some other ship.
She blinks again, and the smile, like it had already become extremely fake by that point. It just completely wipes off her face, and she says, Captain Carter. All right. I know what it is. Okay. Let me get my men over there, and we have clearance.
You'll have clearance?
Good. All right. On my way. And she cuts out. And
Graves nods.
A few minutes later, there is a little arm that swings from the back side of the station. It's got like a maintenance pod attached to the end of it, and it saddles up to one of the airlocks on the ship. And it's her with a couple of droids, or droids. Good God, this isn't Star Wars. A couple of maintenance androids. Think like the androids from Picard.
Graves meets him over in the airlock.
And basically, she goes through, and she's got a what are they called? EV suit. I don't know why I keep forgetting stuff tonight. She's got an EV suit with the helmet down as she comes over. And basically, she runs down. She shows you the list, the receipt, basically. And basically, it's getting a bunch of decals placed on it to cover up any Starfleet marks, signifiers, identifiers. And then she has a bunch of pack lead pieces that she's going to be fixing over elements of the ship to basically make it look like it's a pack lead clump ship that's mostly using Starfleet pieces.
Nobody tell Kara about this.
Someone needs to tell Chorog
Yeah,
about
great.
it.
Graves has that immediate reaction, like, "Oh crap, we're definitely not going to be able to keep these." And let's see how Kara is able to handle the handling characteristics of Reliant with this stuff attached. And but he takes it in stride. The ex dealer, and just says, "All right, looks good. You can get to work right away. If you need any of my engineers to help out, make things go a little bit smoother, just let us know."
She nods. She says, I think I've got it. And she basically goes incommunicado for the next 2 hours. She is taking these two androids all over the ship, mostly outside of it. Like I said, overlaying all the identifiers and everything. And been at it for a couple hours. And or actually,
one quick scene I want to do.
go ahead.
All right, so Graves sends a note, and Sessa Jagoro appears on the bridge. She steps over to Kara and says,
Kara, Graves wanted me to come up here to tell you that we're gonna have to do a little bit of temporary costuming on Reliant.
Kara turns around and looks. Yeah, it's some cool new equipment, right? Like, what do we got? A hollow emitter? Visible camouflage? What do we got?
It's a little bit more rustic. Like, a lot more rustic.
Rustic?
Yeah, like, rusty pieces that have been floating in space for a long time.
What?
Well, we're gonna pretend to be Pac-Leds.
What?
She's sort of like caught with like a smile of a little bit of face enthusiasm, fake enthusiasm, and just says,
Yeah, I mean, it won't be long, and it'll be a challenge for you. I mean, you like, new challenges, and you haven't really been having to do too much with, daring piloting of, the sort you did with the Borg.
Kara turns around and bangs her head against the console lightly a couple times. Why is everybody always ruining my pretty ships?
Well, it won't be for long, don't worry.
Okay, fine.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a lot, but you can, ask Graves for a little bit of a favor later if you need to.
Well, the only caveat I have to this
Okay.
is I'm not pretending to be a Pac-Led. Somebody else can do that.
Yeah, the rest of us will draw straws on that, okay?
Right on. I'll pilot whatever horrific thing we're created into. At least we won't be recognizable.
Hopefully.
All right.
and
So the camp. Oh, was that it?
yeah, that was it.
Okay. So the camera cuts back down to sickbay. Dr. O'Connor and Chorog and the three furry ones. I can never remember their name.
Jess, Aro, and Neen. It's easier just to call them the trio.
Okay. The trio are locked into sickbay. By this point, Shepard and a few others from security have come down, not chasing the wild goose chase that is in the deck up above. And how exactly are they approaching this?
Neen looks up at Mary. Can I ride on your shoulder and just tell you where it is?
She shrugs, says, sure, why not?
Neen clambers up on her shoulder and closes his eyes and tries to figure out where the wayward what's-it is.
All right. For this, we don't have character sheets for the trio, do we?
No, you just have to tell me basically about what we're doing, and they're good at certain things and not at others. Any physical task, for instance, they're likely to fail.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we've got... Trying to think of how to do this. You know what? I have an idea. We've
I
been
was gonna
going
say,
for.
the funny thing is that since they don't have stats, you can basically just say, well, they're going to use a psionic roll. You know, give me a psionic roll.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'm going to think about how I want to do this. We've been going for about an hour. Let's take a break now. We're about halfway through.
Works for me.
So everybody, smoke them if you got them. Grab a drink, grab a snack. We'll be back. And I'm going to start the 10-minute timer now. And we're back. All right. So we have cut down to sickbay. And I think what we're going to do here for this scene, for the trio, is give me a roll, 2d20. I would say for the trio, the target number is going to be 16.
Really?
I would say they're probably pretty good at this.
Yeah,
Two
I mean,
successes.
they are. That's 2 successes.
Okay. I wanted to see if they got extra successes. They
Well,
almost
that would,
did.
I was about to say, extra successes would require them having a focus.
Well, yeah, it does occur to me that a focus would probably apply in that situation because it's specifically about their psionics.
Yes. So
In
4
that
successes.
case, the 4 might be 1, in which case it would probably be 3 successes.
Yep. Okay. All right. So they've got this thing narrowed down. They know exactly where it is. There is a cupboard, a medical stash spot, basically, that it has crawled into. And it is doing everything it possibly can to redirect everyone in the room to look elsewhere. So I'm going to have Chorog make the same roll that Dr. O'Connor had to roll earlier, which was reason and science.
Okay. And reason science.
Looks like a 9. You got 1 success, which is good, because while you don't completely see through it the way that Dr. O'Connor did, you do recognize when you see the little flashes of movement and hear like a pan falling behind you or something like that. You know that that's not real. So you're able to differentiate between what is and isn't real for the most part.
Meanwhile, Jess is bouncing up and down excitedly like she wants to say something.
Shepard looks at her. Did you want to say something?
Cabinets. Lock cabinets. It behind cabinet. We lock cabinet. It no go anywhere.
Shepard kind of gives like an impressed look, like, it's a good idea. Looks to Dr. O'Connor.
It can work.
Shepard approaches the cabinet. She's being pointed to very, very subtly, very, very, nonchalantly, just kind of do, doing that whole thing. And she gets up to it, and she kind of coordinates with the trio, like, all right, you guys take that side, you take that side, and I'm going to go straight for the lock. Okay? We got it?
The trio nod their assent and get ready to do something.
Hold it down.
Oh, this is going to go poorly.
She says she's having like the 2 of you hold it down on the part that that it opens from, and then the other one on the other side, just to make sure there's more weight pushing it down, and then she's just going to go straight for the little security panel to lock it.
I hope this thing is very weak, but we'll find out.
And she goes, she does the hand gesture of 3, 2, 1, and as soon as she gets to that last finger, she just bolts for it, and we're going to
The trio
have...
clamp down as best they can on the handle.
Let's see. I think for her it would be this. So she gets 2 successes, but between the 2 of them, they're going to need more than that. So what are we gonna have them roll for this? Because this would
I was gonna
be
say,
a
this would be like a 9.
yeah, this would be like a either a control or fitness. I'm gonna say fitness and security.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be like 9 or 8. They have no skill in either.
Okay, so we'll make it an 8. If you want to roll for them.
Damn.
Backwards. It was backwards. Technically, that should be 2 successes and 1 complication, which is still really interesting. It missed my 8.
I'm sorry. That's just funny. Okay.
I don't know. They're heavy.
All right.
Also, can I do the complication? I have a really funny one.
All right. What's your idea?
It'll come up in a minute. For now, they're just holding the thing shut.
Okay. So they make the move for it. Okay. So in my head, it was they need a collective 3 successes. They got that. Now there's a complication. All right. So they make the move. You know, she does the countdown, and they spring for the cabinet, and the trio get into place, and they hold it down. And as soon as they do, it starts trying to wiggle its way out, and she punches in the security lock as quickly as she can, and it locks. What's your idea?
The trio look relieved, and they start to try to move away from the cabinet.
Oh.
And then they look concerned. And they start tugging on the handle and can't get away. Just looks over. We're stuck!
Shepard looks at them. She's trying very hard not to laugh.
Trog is watching all of this in just utter disbelief.
Shepard looks over at Chorog and Nick. He's like, you want to give me a hand here? I think we've got it.
I mean,
Eli.
how are they stuck? Do I need to cut them free or what?
She walks up.
Don't be too hasty.
She grabs one, lifts it, and sets it down.
It's stuck by the claws in the handle. It looks like they've accidentally clawed their way into the handle.
Oh!
All right. Hold still, I'll help for you.
No. This is a delicate situation. I can do this. It will take the hands of a surgeon.
Oh, that rules me out.
Shepard's just like, wait, we have to perform surgery?
No. I'm just saying it's going to take some concentration. A still hand.
All right. So what is O'Connor doing?
He's going to try to very carefully maneuver their fingers back through without accidentally breaking them.
Well,
Claws and fingers.
I was about to say, that's beside the point. The point is that they are literally stuck, claws first, in the handle.
Push them out via the claw. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, that's not going to be easy to tug them out like that, but GM for how we do this.
I'm doing it in a very doctorly way.
Give me a... this is a hard one to decide what discipline it would be.
I'd say medicine, because I'm trying not to break anything.
And control for...
I would say just get a knife and trim off the claws. That'd also be medicine and easier.
That's what I was going to do.
Give me a control medicine roll.
All right.
And I'm going to spend threat.
All right. So, and
Hee.
would xenobiology, trauma surgery, emergency medicine help any of those?
Well, if you were actually cutting them, I'd say trauma surgery, but
well,
no.
I was going to say emergency medicine might apply in this.
It's like when a kid gets their head stuck between some rails. You just got to carefully push it through.
This is definitely an emergency.
Kara down in
I don't think we
Cheery.
have any axle grease on hand.
All right, so yeah, your emergency focus would apply.
Okay, so.
And if I
that's
remember
gonna-
right, if I spend threat, that increases your complication range to 16? Or am I
16, what?
misremembering? That's why I'm asking. I can't remember.
It depends on
Yeah,
how
you
much
can do
threat
that.
you spend.
I'm spending one
Yeah, so
threat.
it's 1 point. One threat would give you 19. So
Okay.
you need to spend 4 threats.
Okay. So then it's 19.
Unless you want to spend more threat.
Oh, I already.
3 successes, no complications.
It does take the very skilled hands of a surgeon to very carefully calm the trio down and move the claws this way and that way, but you're able to get them unstuck with claws intact.
There you go. Good doctor.
The trio squeak very happily and look up at Eli with hero worship.
All right. And at that point, we will cut to the bridge. Couple hours have passed, and you get a communication from the unnamed Ferengi. And she tells you that basically everything's finished. I just need access to engineering.
All right, you got it.
All right. She goes to engineering. Graves gets a number of messages from different engineering staff complaining about her demanding secrecy and not telling anybody what she's doing.
Graves just replies back with, needs of the mission, we'll deal with this later.
This will end well, Kara says.
Yeah, Trog is also getting some frantic messages that there's androids tinkering with the engine.
And about 15 minutes later, the Ferengi appears on the bridge. She's there's a member of security that's like, you do not have access to the bridge. And she's like, hey, this is for his eyes only. And she marches onto the bridge. And she walks right up to Graves and she says, this is for you and you only. I think we're done here. And she hands him a pad. And as he looks at it, he sees... What's that?
As she's saying this, I'm going to at least try a diagnostic to see what changes they have made to the ship.
Okay.
And I would like to point out that the whole time she's here, Kara is just giving this woman the "why the hell are you on the bridge" look, but she doesn't say anything.
All right, Theron, give me an insight engineering roll. And for this, I'm going to spend 2 threat.
Okay, insight engineering.
After this, Trog is going to head to engineering to see exactly what they did.
So, okay, insight engineering. Let's see.
They put a sticker on the warp core. No one will know it's Federation now.
Trying to remember where I put.
I mean, are we trying to impersonate Pakled or trying to fool Pakled?
Kind of both, knowing Pakled.
Put that file. Oh, hold on. I need the file.
All right, so what did I say it was? Insight engineering, so your roll will be 15. Focuses. I would say your reverse engineering focus applies to this.
Oh, definitely.
And then you have
that's,
2 threats, so that means your complication number is 18.
And I roll 2d20 for that.
Yep, 2d20, so
Yeah.
which... Go ahead.
Yeah, so it'd be what I'm typing now with a exclamation point in the front. First number is your target, second number is your critical range, third number is your threat.
Wait, is it 5? I thought it'd be 4.
It's got a 5 in engineering.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even know that part.
Oh, I did. Okay. All right. So you got a success and a complication. So you run your diagnostic, and what you see is you definitely can tell that they've installed 2 new technologies that are heavily encrypted and basically almost isolated on the circuit. So you can see that they're there. You can see that they're drawing power. You can see that they're doing something. But unless you actually tap directly into whatever access point for that system is, you won't be able to see what it does.
Do you where on the ship are these access points?
Looks like they are in engineering.
Sir, I'm seeing 2 new pieces of technology I cannot seem to discern. Both are at engineering.
Yep, I'll review the modifications. I believe I have a little bit more intel into what those might be, but as our guest has just said, it's for my eyes only.
She nods and she says, if that'll be everything. And you can tell, like, there's something else she wants to say, and she's literally biting her lip. And when you look at the pad,
Great.
you see all the things. Like, it's literally set up as, like, a receipt for services. And you notice at the end, she actually did tally up the cost of everything and what it would have cost. And you're looking at about 500,000 GPL for what this would have cost anybody else. And you can tell, like, she's literally biting her lip because, for some reason, simply because you mentioned Captain Carter, she is giving away 500,000 Latinum for free to you.
Graves reaches down, holds up a somewhat ornate bottle and says, would you care for some Sorium brandy?
She blinks, looks at it, looks back up. That's rot gut. Spits, turns around. All right, with me, she says to the androids, and they leave the ship.
Well, there we go. I'm gonna be
As
reviewing.
soon as the turbolift door closes, you just hear Kara whisper, "Bitch."
Meanwhile, Trog has left sickbay and is heading to engineering to calm the crew because they're sending him frantic messages about strange things. Trog enters engineering, takes one good look at the warp core, and says out loud, "What in Grethor's flames have they done to this warp core?"
Well, it definitely has some modifications. Let's see. What is your...
When you say that, I can hear your grin.
So Trog walks over to the warp core and finds some kind of strange capacitor device pumping some odd brown fluid into the plasma injectors.
Give
Tries
me... Go ahead.
Trog pulls out his tricorder to try to get a scan of this, whatever this brown, greasy stuff is.
All right, give me an insight engineering check. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna spend 2 more threat on you. So your complication range will be 18. And
So it'd be 12 and 2.
I'm wondering if any of your focuses would apply here.
I have mechanical tinkering.
That's the one I'm looking at that might apply here.
I have improvised construction as well.
Yeah, I don't...
And I have also bold engineering as a talent.
What does bold engineering do?
I really don't know. I'm going to guess that bold engineering is that Trog likes to take a lot of chances with engineering, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't.
Where's the cheat sheet for all the talents at?
I think the thing for bold engineering is it allows him to substitute daring for something else when making an engineering roll.
Yeah, it's one of those types of effects. Yeah, I believe it's that.
Okay.
All right, so I'm rolling 2d20, 12, and then 2.
Let's see. So...
You said you were spending 2 threat, right?
Well, 8, 9, 10, 11, So yeah, 2d20, 12, 1. You know what? Go ahead and take the mechanical engineering focus. That would apply here. So 4, and then 18 is your complication.
So 2d20, 12, 4.
18. Yep. 3 successes. That focus paid off. All right, so you look at it. So there are two. The first thing you look at, there's been a number of changes. The big one that jumps out at you is the fact that there's a lot of regulators that were put on the warp core to give it a different warp trail from a standard Federation ship. This looks like it's to convert the emissions to resemble that of a pack-led ship.
Trog is scanning. Is like, I see what they've done. This capacitor alters our warp plasma signature to appear Packlet, not Federation. This is interesting work.
The other two, one is a hollow emitter device that is not currently active, and the other is a cloaking device that is not currently active.
I would say woohoo, but considering who installed the cloaking device, I expect it to break before we ever get to use it.
Trog also spies what looks like some kind of odd mechanical panel that's been installed that he knows for a fact wasn't there before. He goes over there, manages to open the cover plating. Cloaking device. That's how they wire this.
It's
Doesn't look right.
Yeah, it's definitely not a great job.
Yeah, I'm afraid to touch this thing. It might blow up.
Powered by deuterium.
Oh, and it's shunted right into the deuterium tanks. This is going to end well.
All right, so on the bridge, what is Graves doing? He has been given the all clear to disembark this little backwater station.
Graves says, "All right, let's take her out as steady as she goes, and let's try to find the USS Providence."
All right, so it's not that it's basically where you left it. It's relocated a little bit. It's further away from the station.
So Graves has also made a special request, and yeah, so he's got a special request waiting on the side of the bridge. He's looking quite glum, but she'll deal with it. And Graves says, "All right, let's open a channel."
All right, you hail the Providence, and this time Carter answers, expecting. He says, "All right, I'll send the." What's that?
Before he said he can answer, Setsa in the garb of a packlet and looking quite packlet, he says,
We find things. We go well. Hello, can you make us go?
Carter just deadpans at the view screen. He's doing that chewing on his words thing that he just says, "All right, it looks good enough." Graves, I'll transmit the rest. Get that off my view screen. He just starts laughing as it cuts.
Setsa just kind of gets a little pouty, a little bit red faced, and then Graves gently takes her aside. Says, "All right, yeah, we are, I guess, all set with the preparations on this end."
All right, and your terminal in your ready room starts going off. You've received a level 1 security transmission for your eyes only, heavily encrypted.
Graves says, "Well, got a call coming in."
Basically,
He leaves Setsa. He leaves Setsa on the view screen with Carter again.
Oh, Carter had already cut. He'd ended transmission.
Okay. So he goes and checks off the communication while Setsa takes a seat in her packlet disguise.
Okay. So when Graves gets his transmission from Carter, it's basically just spelling out the entire plan, trying to keep it all from being able to be easily picked up on from outside. Basically, the idea is you'll go ahead and dock at the station. He's given you faked clearances for docking and identification registry and all that. And basically, you're just to have your ship on standby at the station while you're to go in disguise. And he's given a list and images and replicator patterns for what he wants you to wear. And it's identical to what the mirror you was last seen wearing. It's basically like black trench coat, hood, big neck scarf to cover his face if he needs to, kind of thing. Very
Graves nods.
yeah, very
Ooh,
very
better not cut
undercover.
yourself on all that edge.
Make sure you come see Chorog for appropriate weapons.
Graves just has the mental thought, this guy's kind of a poser. Kind of feels slightly sorry for his mirror self.
Let's see. So part of it is your staff, your men are completely at your disposal to use as you see fit for this. He advises no more than 3 people from the Reliant on the station, as there's a number of people already from the Providence that are embedded in the station.
Yep. So Graves requests Setsa, Eli, and Chorog.
Okay, so Chirog's in engineering. Setsa's on the bridge with you, already dressed as a packlet apparently. And Eli is still in sickbay. So we will cut to Eli in sickbay. So at this point, you've got the thing captured in the cabinet. You already know what the container it had escaped from was, and it's sitting on a table right there in sickbay that you can examine and look at and decide if you want to use it or come up with some other housing idea for this thing.
What does the container say it is, if it's labeled at all?
It is the only thing it's labeled as is a. We'll make up some legal Starfleet technobabble. Class C hazard, medical use only.
I'll talk to Get about this later. You know, I just realized we probably could have locked on with transporters. I don't think it would have been able to affect the crew down there.
Neen raises a hand.
Yes?
Would suggest that we don't put it back in the container it obviously escaped from.
I was already in agreement with that, yes. Trying to think, should we just set up a containment cell for it? Little habitat?
Now that is something that could be easily arranged. Replicate some things, put it together.
Yeah, let's go with that. Have ourselves a little zoo or something.
I was gonna say, don't we have a science lab where we could stick the thing behind a force field?
Yeah, let's do that. It's science's problem now.
Okay, so
He's not having a great day with this.
So how are you transporting it?
Asking the transporter officer to lock on and send it over.
So when you do that, there's a problem. Sir, could you give me those coordinates again? The computer's not reading anything there.
There's something there. It's... can it actually affect computers? I hope not.
Listening in, the trio all blink, look at each other, and then look at Mary. I think this is one for you.
She.
The joke being the there but not there.
Mm-hmm. She smiles. She says, I have an idea, but it's risky. Eli, I'm going to need you, but she wouldn't call him Eli. O'Connor, I'm going to need your help.
What do you need from me?
I need you to open the door. But let me get she goes around and starts digging around. Crap, they don't have anything like what I was thinking here. Okay. She goes over to the medical replicator, punches some stuff in, and she comes out with a very large, thick burlap sack.
Oh, you could have just asked one of the other doctors for those.
Okay.
I saw a physician's assistant with one of those that are they're still in the Jeffries tube. God damn it.
Yeah, now they're up on deck 4.
Just squeaks. Those are standard issue?
No. Pretty sure they brought it from home.
All right. Doctor, I need you to open it on the count of 3.
All right.
She counts down, and let's go ahead and make this a combined roll. Do control security.
All right.
Oh.
Wait. I got a complication.
What's your complication?
Well, run through the scene, and I'll throw it in.
Okay. So Mary's got the bag set up so that it's covering basically the entire opening area of this cupboard. She gives the countdown and nods. Eli unlocks the cabinet and slowly pulls it open. And Mary goes, "Come here, little guy. Don't you want to go?" Oh God, what is that?
And well, here's the complication. So something jumps out, and she catches it. And you can run through that if you want. Don't see what this is, though.
All right. So she's got the bag. Something goes in. She immediately pulls it cinched tight. Slams her shoulder.
Tardigrade.
Oh God.
Party Tardigrade looks out from the bag and says, "Hi."
Oh no.
So I was in the thing with the other thing, and now it's bright. Now you get to play Go Hide and Seek.
The look on Mary's face is one of just. And about that time, Eli's communicator goes off.
O'Connor here. How may I help you?
Graves here. I'm gonna need you for a little bit of incognito recon action.
Do I have to perform the surgery to disguise anyone? Because we have a situation down here. Okay, good.
I'm just thinking, wear your fancy suit.
Which one? You're gonna have to be a lot more specific.
The one with the shoes that do other things that shoes don't normally do.
I wear those shoes all the time. Those are my standard shoes now. You realize that, right? My knife shoes.
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that. But yeah, basically the trickiest suit you can find.
The Garrick special.
Missiles would probably be good.
All right.
Is everything okay down here? Or down there?
It's complicated, to say the least.
Alright. If I need to know about it, let me know. Otherwise, I'd prefer to hear about it later.
I'm sure you can read the security report. It'll be interesting, or even my report.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go get dressed. O'Connor out.
Mary's like, "Wait, what about me?"
Jess raises a hand.
Hold on a second, I have an idea. Party, can you grab that thing and bring it to containment? If you do, I'll
Okay.
give you 3 cookies.
Cookie, 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 cookie. Party tardigrade runs back into the enclosure.
Okay.
Jess puts her arm down. The trio look at each other, shrug, and leave.
And Eli's off to put on a suit. A nice suit. The Garrick special.
All right. So Graves, Chorog, and O'Connor all meet up. I imagine it's probably been maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20 minutes.
Where are they meeting up at?
Let's see. They're meeting up in transporter room 2.
All right.
This is there, still dressed as a pack led. Graves is in his edgelord attire, or blending in with his mirror counterpart, and he inspects Eli and Chorog.
And my head, whenever he goes to one of the doors, instead of the regular door opening sound, it makes a gnarly guitar riff.
Oh, I almost forgot. Part of the costume that you were to wear was a fake goatee.
Of course.
Graves has the fake goatee. So he says, all right, well, we're going to head down to Starbase Magellan, hang out for a little while, and see what comes of it. Any questions?
So I'm sorry, I've been dealing with the whole situation. What are we doing exactly? Just
So
are
my
we here?
mirror counterpart has led an incursion into Federation space, and we are going to do something about that.
Okay, next question. How do I know my mirror self isn't here?
He might be. There's a USS Reliant involved. Or ISS Reliant.
And I just finished the character sheet. Yay.
So, yeah, just try to not be too conspicuous. If you have a hat or any other way of disguising yourself, just sort of gestures towards Setsa, who is full back-led mode. That would be ideal. As far as Chora goes, unless narrative causality is incredibly uncreative, I think we should be fine with having you not be a member of the ISS Reliant crew, since it was special circumstance that brought you to us, but we'll just see.
Yeah, who knows what my mirror counterpart's up to?
Running a flower shop in Detroit.
Not Detroit!
Oh, God.
Okay, Albuquerque.
Graves nods and just orders the transporter chief to throw them down somewhere inconspicuous on Starbase Magellan.
All right. Transporter Chief wishes you luck and energizes. The 4 of you rematerialize in a dark, currently unused storage unit on Starbase Magellan. And you are about 1 deck and 300 meters from the last known seen location of Mirror Graves.
The only thing in the
All
closet
right.
with you appears to be a gold tunic and a pair of strange underwear with 3 leg holes.
Oh, God.
Setsa takes a look at those.
I should hope that was just either a leg or a really big tail.
Graves says to Chorog and Eli, all right, let's have you two, we have the last known coordinates of me, so let's have you two take a little bit of a lead, and we'll fall behind. It's up 1 deck, and I'm transmitting the waypoint now.
Copy that.
All right. So who's the scout group? Chorog and
Eli with
Eli,
Graves
okay.
and Setsa trailing behind
Okay.
a bit. So
all right. So Chorog and Eli go first, and this is a pretty underused part of the station. Probably sees a lot of use during high traffic season. It's kind of like overflow storage and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is a great place for an ambush. Ears and eyes open.
You guys make your way toward the more high traffic area, the hub that leads to what's the is it the promenade on Magellan, the main area, the main hub? Okay.
it's got a promenade.
Okay. It's been a while since I've done the Magellan Foundry missions, so I can't picture it in my head like I used to be able to. All right. What's that?
Oh, I'm going through my screenshot folder.
Oh yeah, you've got some screenshots in there. I
keep
think.
going.
Yeah. All right. So anyway.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
You guys make it to a turbo lift. As you go to get on, some woman looks like Rigelian is getting off. She just smiles and nods and goes about her way. As you guys board the turbo lift, I need everyone to give me an insight security check. And if you have any focuses that apply to perception, they would apply here.
Graves will. And he's also got a... let's see. Yeah, so he's got something. So it's inside security?
Yep.
Crap. Damn it, Graves. Have more insight.
Chorog got no successes. Graves got 3.
Yeah.
What's the roll? I'm sorry, I was just putting the final details on the mirror thing.
Insight and security, and if you have any focuses that apply to perception, like seeing or hearing things, they would apply here.
I don't have that, but seeing or hearing, would empathy help? Question mark.
Yeah, empathy could work.
All right, so
if
I
you
just
want,
treat that as a focus, or
I was gonna say what I would do in your case is you can either roll the insight and security, or you can roll insight and security, or what would your what would be the alternate empathy?
Command? Medicine? I don't know.
We'll make it simple. We'll just apply it as a focus.
Rip me then, because it's only 2. My security is not that good, as you could tell.
2 successes.
And that's only because I added the thing as a focus.
All right. What was the second roll there for, Duncan?
That's a...
Oh, okay. Derp, that makes sense. All right, so everybody but Chorog has an idea. Graves is actually the one that picks up on it first, though. That Rigelian, who just got off the turbo lift behind you guys, is ambushing you. And we will leave it there. Because I let time get a little ahead of me again. I was not intending on this being a 2-parter, but you know what? It'll work better as a 2-parter anyway. So
Well, you know,
we fade to black there. To be continued.
it started late, but we got the full session in. Hooray!
Yay! So does anybody have anything they want to do before we call it? Before we end the recording?
Is there any scene to do between the creature and Skipper? Or party tardigrade?
We'll save that for the next one, I think.
I'm
Okay.
terribly amused by what happened with the trio and that they actually succeeded on a physical roll. I'm glad there was a complication, though.
Yeah, the stuck was adorable.
It is like that. All right, you guys can move away now. We can't. We're stuck.
Yeah, when you first described that, I thought you were saying like they were stuck holding on to the handle or they would fall. That was why I didn't realize they were stuck. All right.
They grabbed too hard.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, thank you very much for listening to us, and we will see you guys the next time on Star Trek Reliant.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now.